Hello. I'm fixing my hair because I washed my hair this morning because I couldn't do my last live question Friday with messy hair. So there is. Do, 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 do. Oh, my bangs are getting weird, you guys. I'm growing like my hair's getting longer. My bangs are getting weird. Gonna have to talk to Bree about that. All right, you guys. What's this side? And I'm on reverse, so I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. So I don't know. I don't know. Bangs are weird. Hey, good morning, everyone. I am only 5 minutes late, which has to be a record for me. But I'm here. My hair is done. I am dressed, which, like an hour ago, I was in bed. So I count this as a win. Let's see. Candace is here. Good to see you, Candace. And you are somewhere where it's afternoon, which is not here. Yes, and Catherine got the notification. Thank you. We're going to talk about that going forward. I'm going to try and keep this to about 20 minutes, so I don't take up too much of your day. Good morning, Tamra. Good to see you guys. We're here. I haven't done a live in a while because the viewership was just like kind of non-existent. Not non-existent, I shouldn't say that. Like there were always a couple people who showed up, but it was getting to be pretty bad. And let me make it clear, like I that is not on you guys at all. I was really never irritated with you guys. It was more the platform. And so I'm trying to evolve and change a little bit. Like I've been doing Five Question Friday and Live Question Friday. I'm gonna undo this top. I love. Okay, I love this shirt. This is an old flannel shirt I have, and it has this knitted yoke, which I totally love. Um, and I usually like when I wear flannel shirts like this, I often like to button them up to the top because I think it's just cute. But this one's a little too tight, and for some reason, the button bothers me. Anyway, like the look of it. I can get a button cover though. Like sewing people, that's a thing. That's a thing. Anyway, moving on. Let me grab my coffee because my lovely husband made coffee for me this morning, and it is delicious. But yes, let me be clear that I was never irritated with you guys. I was irritated with the platform because I felt like the platform really it was sending you guys notifications. Like it used to be that like if someone you followed went live, you would get a little notification that popped up, which is great. It made it very spontaneous, but they've changed the algorithm and they have they're not sending out notifications the same way, and you have to tag people, and I don't like doing that. And anyway, so I don't even know how to do that with followers. So we're changing it up a little bit. I am gonna move to the evening because I did a poll in my reader group, and I recognize your names, and a lot of you responded that you are not available in the mornings anymore. Totally fair. So I am going to be moving to the evenings. I'm going to do 5 o'clock my time, which is on the Pacific Coast. So that's going to be 5 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern. So hopefully that will work for more people. I feel like that's a little bit more accessible. It's after the work day. If you're driving home, you can put me on in the background if you want to listen or just watch later, whatever. But hopefully that's a little bit more accessible to more readers who want to watch. And then I'm going to be doing kind of a new format where I'm not going to be taking questions. Yes, just started, Natasha. Um, did I say that right? Is it Natasha? Natasha or Natasha? I'm not sure how you say that because your name looks Dutch to me. Um, anyway, so hopefully that's going to be more accessible, and I'm going to be switching to a little bit different format. I've been doing Five Question Friday, Live Question Friday for ages now. So I'm actually going to go back to something that I used to do on my blog pretty regularly back when I had time to blog, and I'm going to be going back to reading, watching, listening format. So I'm going to talk about books that I've been reading, a book that I've been reading, um, a show I've been watching, and music I've been listening to, and we can just share. And you caught me, Becky. We can just share and hopefully get great ideas about new books and music and movies and all that kind of stuff. Hey, girl. Hey, I see you there, Meg. I see you. Does everyone have their coffee? Or maybe um, wine. If you're Natasha, then you can have wine because it's already afternoon in the Netherlands. So yeah, so I thought reading, watching, listening, that's a great idea to kind of share what I'm enjoying, sharing what you guys are enjoying. And so I thought we would do that this morning. But first, I want to share my last, or maybe my, not my, I might bring this in, a cheap splurge, you guys. I got another cheap splurge, and this one is clearly not product placement because the label is all yucky looking. This is the Neutrogena body oil that I use in the shower. It's the light sesame formula. So don't use this if you're allergic to sesame, but they have other formulas. Um, and this is okay, but you can't just, I got this at Marshall's for 13 bucks. You can find it all over the place. This, my grandma used to use this, guys. It's the Neutrogena body oil. You can't even see because it's so, I use this. It's kind of yucky looking. Anyway, I'm going to put this away. But this is what it is. So this is how you have to use it though. And I learned this from the Clock App girlies, the app that shall not be named. And it's such a good tip. And I've been using it this winter and I love it. So after you finish your shower, quick shower, fast shower, whatever, quick shower, everything shower, whatever that may be. After you shower, when you are still dripping wet, now hopefully you're not freezing. Like I hate being wet. Hopefully you're not freezing. When you are wet, put this on your skin when you are wet and just like spread it all over. Okay. And then just dry off like with your regular towel. Like maybe don't rub super hard, but just like pat yourself dry. Be nice to your skin. Be nice to your moisture barrier, whatever it is they say. And then you're done, guys. Now, depending on like if you have super dry skin, you might need to put lotion on. If you are like medium to oilier skin, like I have, that's all I'm using it. That's all I'm using anymore. And my skin, my elbows have not been crocodile, and I'm super happy with it. So that's my cheap splurge. And you can get this. You can get it at like Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and they usually have this. I don't know about other body oils. I'm kind of picky. I like the Neutrogena stuff, so I pay a little extra. But this lasts a long time. Anyway, so that's my cheap splurge. Let's move into reading, watching, listening because I want you guys to kind of understand where I'm coming from. So this was a couple weeks ago that I finished this, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. But I know you guys know this author. I know you know her. It's Trisha O'Malley. She's delightful. This was her Christmas release, Highland Hearts Holiday Bookshop. And let me tell you, you can totally read this after Christmas. It's not like, it's definitely a holiday romance, but it is super fun, cozy, bookshop. I mean, it has all the things, right? Fantastic hero, fantastic heroine, just a very uh, relatable, fun. Love the hero, but both the main characters in this. Wonderful supporting characters in a small Scottish town. I think she had a novella also set in this little town. It gives very much Seventh and Main vibes with the small town feel, but bookshop romance. But it has the magic. It has a little psychic little thing. It's got it. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. So she inherits this bookshop from her great aunt. She goes there and realizes that her aunt has been secretly running this magical matchmaking like sideline, and it's so fun. You guys just read it. It's so good. There is so much puffin humor. It's puffin fantastic. That's all I have to say. And yeah, so that's what I read a couple weeks ago. And what did I pick up? There was something else I was going to show you that I was going to read next. Hey, Kelly. And and I can't remember what it was. It's sitting, was it V.E. Schwab? I think it might be. I've been meaning to read V.E. Schwab because I know people rave about her. And so I think it's that. And Darker Shade of Magic. That's what it was. So I'm going to read that and I will let you guys know what I think. So, but for this one, Highland Hearts Holiday Bookshop, so fun. Just a really cozy, wrap yourself in a blanket, sit by the fire, drink hot cocoa, which is 100% what I did. If you are in the South in the crazy, incredible snowstorms right now, what is happening? I have no idea. My friends from Houston are sending me pictures of their dogs like romping in the snow in their backyards. Like, it's not just snow, it's a lot of snow. You guys, you got 10 inches of snow in Florida? Like, what is happening? Anyway, so you're still in the holiday mode. If you're in the South, you're still in holiday mode. Most of the country is still in holiday mode because of this crazy weather. So grab this one. It's so fun. It's so cute, and you will enjoy it. Watching. Oh, I'm seeing so many other people say that they either have it on their Kindle or they've already read it, and it is Debbie Has Snow in Alabama. Seriously, the pictures from New Orleans are sending me because that is just one, it's so pretty. It looks so pretty. And then like I'm seeing jazz concerts in the snow, parades, like the only thing that's cracking me up is like all these like jazz musicians are in their Jordans. None of them have snow boots because of course you don't have snow boots in New Orleans. I cannot even imagine. Anyway, my husband and I we're enjoying like all of the pictures of you guys playing in the snow. Enjoy it, have fun. Be safe. Hopefully nobody is out driving. Please don't drive in the snow if you're not used to driving in snow because it's a little bit tricky. I don't drive in snow that much and I still, I drive super slow, put it that way. So hopefully, yeah, curl up with Highland Hearts Holiday Bookshop and I will I will report back on what I'm reading next. I may change my mind because I'm a total mood reader. Also, I want to tell you I don't think I'm not. I can't tell you any names or titles or anything like that. But I can tell you that Trisha has a book coming out in the fall that I got to read early that I blurbed, and it is so fun and it's amazing and you're going to love it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Debbie, you've lived in New Orleans or on the Gulf in 21 years. I think they were saying on the news and then I'll move on because we could talk about snow on the Gulf Coast for ages. They were saying that the last record in Florida was like 3 inches of snow, and it was in the 1800s. It was like 1890 something, and they got 10 inches in like parts of northern Florida, which is just insane. We don't have, I was just up in the mountains because my family has a cabin up there. I just went up there to write on the Shadow Path, which is going super well, you guys. So First Light, where is it? Couple things. Okay, so First Light, here's First Light, the Dragon book. By the way, signed copies of the special editions with the printed edges are back in the store. So you can still get the boxes with the signed copies and the custom stickers and bookmarks, that's the word I'm looking for, and all of that. They're back in the store. They are on the pricier side, but it's a beautiful book. It's just gorgeous, and most of that is just shipping and handling and obviously printing costs and all that because it is a hardcover. It's case laminate hardcover. I love it. It's got the matte cover. It's velvety. I love it. Anyway, so that is back in the store, and I've been working on the Shadow Path. So I was up in the mountains writing, and and there's no snow. There's no snow up there. If you go up another like 1,000 feet up to Huntington Lake, because I was in Shaver Lake, which is a little bit lower, go up to Huntington. There's snow up there. There has been snow. We got some snow before Christmas, but it pretty much like we got some in November, but it's pretty much all melted now. It's been so warm. So enjoy your snow and enjoy a good book. I'm working on writing you the next one in the Shadowlands series. It will be coming out April 22nd. So I'm very excited about that. 22nd, 17th, I can't remember. April, end of April. It's up for pre-order on Amazon right now. The Blood Mosaic. bookmark. I have, yeah, you're right. Hold on, but let me finish my thought. This format, by the way, lives, I love them, but like if you have ADD, you're all over the place. Anyway, what was I saying? I've lost it now. I've lost it. Yes, pre-order in the shop. That's what I was gonna say. There will be a pre-order for the Shadow Path in the shop for non-Amazon buyers for the ebook. We need to get that set up, but it will be up soon. It's in draft in the store. We just need to get that set up. And I'll give you a slight explanation because some of you had issues with this. We used so we used BookFunnel to deliver all of our direct. So in elizabethhuntershop.com, right? If you buy ebooks from me directly, we use a platform called BookFunnel to deliver them. So we don't deliver them to you directly. We send them via BookFunnel. We set it up and they send it out. They are very good and they have amazing customer service and they have their own app. So, by the way, I highly suggest if you buy any ebooks directly that get delivered via BookFunnel, download them in the BookFunnel app first, and that acts up kind of like a backup to whatever your device is. Because from there, you can send it to your Kindle or your iPad or whatever. So you could read it in their app, or you can send it to your Kindle or Kobo reader or whatever you read on. But that app acts as like a backup library. So, like, I had a reader who was having problems with her Kindle, and like, I think it was probably a memory issue, or it was her Nook. Actually, it was her Nook, and she hadn't done an update, or she did an update, and like something got messed up. But she had downloaded it, and so like she wasn't seeing a bunch of her books, but she had downloaded it in the BookFunnel app, and so she had that as a backup. So you can, once you've downloaded it there, you can always send it. So that's just a good little tip. But we will be getting the Shadow Path set up for pre-order. It will also be available in hardcover. Obviously, we don't have a cover yet. So once we have a cover and we know what that will be, but the hardcover release has been really successful. I think readers are really pleased with it. I feel like it's still a really beautiful edition with the printed edges, and you have the beautiful border inside. So like when you open the book itself, you still have the experience of having that beautiful decorated edge. These are meant to be read, you guys. Like they're not meant to sit on a shelf. Books are going to be sad if you just leave them on the shelf. So, they're meant to be read. And so I love having that pattern be even more beautiful when the book is open. So we will be doing another hardcover release with the printed edges and all of that. So that probably, just so you know, the hardcover and all of that, obviously it takes printing time and stuff, so that won't be out. Probably we'll do a pre-order like we did with the Shadow Path, but those probably won't deliver until May, just letting you know. Let's see. Okay, watching. So I was reading Highland Hearts Holiday Bookshop, watching The Diplomat. Oh my gosh, guys, if you are not watching this show, it is it's political in a non-political way, if that makes sense. Like there's not an ideology attached. It's about a diplomat in the Foreign Service. The premise is she's a career diplomat, and if you've traveled overseas, if you know anyone who works in the Foreign Service, you know that like there's political appointees, which are always like somebody like a big donor or a like notable public servant or something that get appointed to usually kind of like a very peaceful ally or something like that. And then there are, and so those are more like ceremonial political postings. And you open, you go to a lot of dinners, and you cut a lot of ribbons and things like that. And you have a role, obviously, but it is not necessarily a super vital to national security role. And then you have career Foreign Service officers who are in all the countries that you probably don't think of every day. They're in Mauritania, they're in the Czech Republic, they're in, Ethiopia, and so those individuals, usually those ambassadors, usually move around, and they are non-political people. They're career, lifetime, Foreign Service officers, and so the main character of this show, The Diplomat, is one of those people, and she's been working actually in Afghanistan, and so she is very serious person, not showy, not ceremonial. She's a hard worker. So it's called The Diplomat, but she gets sent at the last minute to London, kind of unexpectedly. Like she was expecting to go to Afghanistan. It's her first post as an actual ambassador. So she's gotten a promotion. She's going to be ambassador, not chief of station, I believe, chief of station. Um, and instead she gets sent to London, which is usually a very ceremonial post. And there's all this intrigue, and there's foreign relations, and it's, the writing is so good. The first season I watched when it first came out, left you on a total cliffhanger. The second season is out now. It actually came out in the fall, but I waited to watch it until I was back in the States because my best friend and I watched it together, and floored me. Everything about the show, I love everything about it. The relationships are hilarious and complicated and maddening and confusing and very, very real. I can't think of a single character I don't enjoy watching. I don't like all of them, but there's not a single character I don't enjoy watching on screen and don't appreciate what they bring to the show. It's excellent. If you haven't watched it, even if you tend to avoid political content, which I totally get, this is more political in like a world politics intrigue kind of way. It's very, very good. And yeah, highly recommend. Uh, it does leave you on a cliffhanger because, it's TV and they do that at the end of every season, right? Because they want you to come back. But it's not horrible. The first season one was a little bit horrible, more than a little bit horrible. This one is less horrible, I would say, than the first season cliffhanger. It's excellent. I do feel like the one thing I will say, and I'm so curious, they are already filming season 3, and they might be in post production. And I feel like the writers have gotten because there's so much intrigue, right? There's all these different plot threads. I feel like they've gotten maybe a little bit over their skis. So we're going to see how they resolve things. Certain things wrap up some things, start new things in season 3. We're going to see. If the writing stays good, it's going to be one of my all-time favorite shows. It's really, really good. Okay, and I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys, because I don't want it to go too long. I do want to leave a little bit of time for questions at the end. So if you have questions about books or anything, let me know. Start posting them. Listening, 2 things I'm really excited about. 2 of my absolute favorite bands are the Lumineers, who I have seen a couple times live, and they are just absolutely amazing. They were alt rock folk, I guess. Incredible songwriters, and Mumford & Sons, which I'm sure a lot of you guys love. They were super popular. And they both just are coming out with new albums, and they both released singles from the new albums. Lumineers, I am absolutely Same Old Song is the single. It's fantastic. And then this morning I just listened to the new Mumford and Sons single. I can't remember the name of Mumford. I'm gonna look real quick for you guys. Mumford and Sons. It is Rushmere. Okay, not Rushmore. Rushmere is the new single, and I watched the video, and it sounds like I really have enjoyed all of their albums. I know their last album some people did not love. They felt like it was too electric. I still enjoyed it. I think their songwriting is fantastic. So I'm listening to them. I am, and of course, like when you have a band that you love, they are coming out, if they're coming out with something new, you tend to go back and listen to oh my gosh, I remember I love that album and that kind of thing. The other one that you guys, those are both pretty well known. The other one that you guys might not have heard of, she is, I know she's West African. I can't remember what part of West Africa she's from. Stunning. If you are a fan of Sade from back in the day, who I love, her name is Lubiana, and I'm gonna I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pause it just because, like, I don't want to. I'm gonna try and show you the. There we go. All right, I'm gonna pause it. This is the album cover. It's Lubiana. The album is Beloved. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, the album is Beloved. Her name is Lubiana, and she is really, really good. I actually posted about her on Instagram, and uh, fantastic. I don't want to play their. I don't want to play her music because I don't know if like that'll get the sound taken off. But really beautiful, really just kind of an ethereal voice. She plays the kora, which is a stringed instrument. So good. So that's what I'm listening to. Obviously, I listen to a lot of music. Lumineers, Mumford and Sons, and Lubiana. That's what I'm listening to right now, and drinking coffee and taking your questions. So if you have questions, put them in the comments, my dears. Um, let's see. I'm not seeing anything so far. Um, all right. What is the chocolate ball that is in one of the Facebook promos? It looks wonderful for hot chocolate. Okay, those are they call them cocoa bombs. And I need to do more cocoa bomb videos because people love that. That's an ad, and I get um so many comments and stuff. I'm getting so many clicks on my shop from the cocoa bomb video, and it's yeah, so I need to do more of those for all the books. Also, they're just kind of fun to make. But yes, they're called cocoa bombs. I got those at Home Goods. You can get them all sorts of places. Um, Oh, thank you very much. Lori likes my necklace. I got this in Mexico City at the Shrine of the Virgin of Guadalupe. So it's one of my absolute favorites. I wear it all the time. Um, let's see. Okay, question. When you write your stories, you have pictures in your head of what the characters look like and what the world looks like. Definitely have pictures of the world. Like the Shadowlands, I can picture in my head very, very, very clearly. Characters, less so. Often I do not have a very clear, like I have a vibe more about the character. I know who they are, but rarely do I get like a really vivid mental picture of like their face, particularly. Which is why I've always said if I ever had a TV adaptation, I'm very open on casting, other than like important characteristics. I have a very clear picture of Giovanni, for instance, because his looks are a part of his character and plot development. Like that's an integral part of his character. Um, so that I know. Every now and then, I have a very strong picture of Damien in my head, but not Malachi. So it's an interesting thing. Every writer is different on that, and so some people have a very clear picture. I do not. Same with like Duncan and Lachlan from the Shadowlands. Like I have kind of a vague picture in my mind. That's what I'm writing right now. Karis, however, I have quite a clear picture of. So it's interesting. There's not like a hard and fast rule. Question about Coco's brave adventure with the bear. Uh, we we have we're up at the cabin, and we have bears. Obviously, we're in the Sierra Nevada mountains. There are bears in the woods, and but they usually don't come. We are kind of in a development, but like we're right on the edge. So the forest, the national forest, is right behind our house. There's a fire road, and then there's the national forest, and so we get a lot of wildlife. We have bears, but we have a new neighbor, you guys. We have a new neighbor, and they tend to leave their trash out. Which, if you live around bears, you know if you leave your trash out, you're gonna get bears. But we have lights around the cabin, so like obviously we don't go on walks in the forest at night. Not a good idea in bear and cougar country. So, but like the dog's gonna go out to go to the bathroom. So we got lights around the house. Usually the dogs, they all know. You go out, you do your business, you come back in the house. One night, but I was up there a couple nights ago, and like Coco would not even leave the deck. She wouldn't leave the porch at all. Which is not, she loves being up there. So it was not, I was like, it was cold and I was getting frustrated. I was like, oh, enough. Just get down, come. But she was just like sitting at the top, and she would like put a foot down, and then she would look up and then like put the foot back. She was not having it. And then finally, like I heard a crunch coming from the bushes. Um, and I, and I didn't think much of it because, like I said, we got deer, we got raccoons, we got squirrels, everything. Um, and then I heard another crunch and it was much bigger. And I was like, not a deer. And then I heard a huff sound. And if you've ever heard a bear, which I have, if you've ever heard a bear, it's a very distinct sound, and there's only one animal that makes that particular sound. And I was like, back in the house, that dog knew. That dog totally knew. The minute she stepped out, I think she smelled it probably, and she knew. She's a good little alert dog. She's a good little alert dog. Um, oh, Carly, you're so sweet. Carly asked if I have an address to send fan mail. I do. I have a PO box, and it is on the website. You know what? I will post it. I will post it in the comments. How do you write so many different series at once? Hopefully, well, sometimes I have my doubts. I tend to try and focus on like one, I don't write two books at the same time, if that makes sense. Like I write one and then I write another. Like this year I am focusing. I'm so sorry, Sebestical fans, 13th month fans. I'm sorry. I am putting that. I put it to the side, not the back burner, because I'm working on the research and the develop. I did the research last fall because that book got delayed because I was not able to go to Zanzibar, which I needed to do. That series is time travel. It just takes longer. I'm so sorry. I was overly ambitious, overly optimistic when I set the goal of doing one a year. I should have known it wasn't going to happen. Um, so I am working on that, on like the outlining and research for that while I am writing the Shadow Path. But this year I am focusing on First Light, that the Shadowlands series, because there's going to be 3 of those, and then Blood Mosaic. Okay, so that's Oleg and Tatiana's book, the one that just came out. So I'm doing like one and then the other, and that is not very hard for me. For a while, I was juggling like doing one book and one series, and then another, and then another. I had 3 active series going on, which is very, very difficult. This year, I am doing 2 series. I am doing Shadowlands. I am doing the Blood Mosaic, the Firebrand, and the Wolf series, and that's it, because it was getting to be too much. I am doing development and background work on the next time travel book. So I haven't forgotten it at all. I just had my bookkeeper asking about it, actually. Will the Blood Mosaic paperback get a mosaic edge like the hardcover? It will not. We are keeping that for the hardcover, and I will tell you why. Let me show you the Blood Mosaic hardcover. It is very beautiful. You have this, it's kind of hard to see because the light is coming in. It is kind of a faint color mosaic when it's closed, and then when you open it, the colors deepen and brighten, and it is absolutely stunning. But the reason it's absolutely stunning is because it's in color, which means this is a full color file. It is full color printing, and it costs almost twice as much to do this book than to do this book. Okay, because this is a black and white file. This is a color file. So there are a lot of readers. I know a lot of people love. Doing like collectible paperbacks, and I understand that. But a lot of people have paperbacks just because they don't like reading on ebooks. So I wanted to keep one of the options more affordable. So the Blood Mosaic. In theory, I might do a special edition. It would probably be limited, but I wanted to keep the at least one paper option to be a little bit more affordable, because even the paperback is over $20 because it's just a really big book. It's a long book, and I'm trying to keep it as affordable as possible. Kelly likes my vibes. Thank you. I'm going to tell my son you said that, because I embarrass him because he's almost 20. I've always wondered if you've been approached for a TV or movie series. I have had series options, but if you know anything about the film and television industry, you know that like 90% of options never actually go into production. So I have had things optioned. That is correct. One story at a time. Thank you. I think I covered that question. Hopefully that answered it, Heather. Muse, as the muse hits, yes. That is what is so stressful. Oh, the bear thing? Yeah. it was interesting, definitely. Uh, the shipping notification. Ah, okay. Good, everyone. What inspires? Okay. Could you do a large print format on your hardbacks? I can't. I'm not going to commit to doing that simply because I'm not a big publisher. I have a very, I have a very small budget, and if I did that, I would have to completely redesign the cover because the spine would be a lot thicker. So it is. I understand for visually impaired people that is an issue. I definitely recommend ebooks in that situation. I'm so sorry. I know not everybody loves them. Um, but yeah, large print format, especially on paperbacks, it just because it makes the books a lot longer. Okay, audiobook updates. Last question, and I will end on audiobook updates. I have excellent audiobook updates for both of them. If you got my newsletter yesterday, you probably saw. Both First Light and Blood Mosaic, I'll show it again just because I love this cover so much, are in post production. So, Blood Mosaic is being narrated by Sean Doyle, who has done all of the other Elemental stuff that I have self-produced. So all the Ben and Tenzin books, all the Carwood and Bridget books, he did all of those. But his partner is joining him on this, so it is a dual narration. His partner Natasha is joining him. Natasha is Russian. She has like Tatiana, so I was really really excited to have a narrator with a Russian background, and so I'm very very excited to hear it. They are yeah, it's in post production right now. B Whelan, who does my audio beta listening, just got all the edits back to them, and she said it is fantastic. I get weird about listening to my own audiobooks, so I only listen to like a little bit of them, but she said it's so so good. So I think you guys are going to be really excited about that. And then the First Light audiobook is being narrated by Ava Lucas. Because it's fantasy, because she's a perfectionist, this one has taken longer because she wants to get like all the pronunciations right, all the accents right. So she's been doing a ton of work on this. And it's taking longer, and I know people are frustrated. But also, I want to add that Ava does live in Southern California. Both of my narrators, all of my narrators are SAG-AFTRA actors. They live in Southern California, and so both of them have been affected by the fires, and so that has slowed production down a little bit. But Ava's narrating this. I've heard parts of it, absolutely stunning. I have actually posted some teasers of her narrating the prologue for this one. So yeah. Blood Mosaic, it's possible might be done, and I think it's purely a situation of like Sean is already very familiar with all of the most of the characters from this book and the world and all of that. So there's a lot less background research that he had to do. So great question. I'm happy to say that both of those will be coming out soon-ish. I don't want to say exactly when because I don't know. It happens when it happens. But I'm excited about the dual narration. Yeah, it's gonna be really really cool. And let's see. Oh, there was one. That was the last question I was gonna do, and then there was one other that Colleen asked that I wanted to answer. Have I decided on a platform to go forward with the lives? I am going to stick with Facebook for right now. I will be cross posting when the videos finish. I'll be cross posting on my YouTube channel. But I'm going to stick with Facebook for now. I'm going to be sticking with them on the page. So it's going to be like Elizabeth Hunter author page. But I'm going to be setting up events. Okay. So in a couple weeks, I'm going to set up, or probably next week, I will set up an event. And you will decide to go, like if you want to show up, I'll try and like post as widely as possible, and I'll tag everyone in Hunter's Haven. And if you click yes I'm going, then when the video starts, I tried this before, it didn't work again, but it didn't work well, but I'm going to try again. In theory, when it starts, then there will be a notice sent to you. So But it'll be, at the same time, I will tell you well in advance, and it's not going to be every week. I can't do that. But I'm going to try for every other week. So that's going to be the reading, watching, listening. And I've already gone way over time. It's like I was aiming for 20 minutes and now it's 40 minutes. So you guys are amazing. I love hanging out with you. I love your questions. But I'm going to go because it's been 40 minutes. Every oh, a very quick question about the fires. Everyone is fine. Both Sean and Ava where I believe were evacuated, but are back home. My son was actually evacuated from his college yesterday, and within hours, Cal Fire and the local fire department had contained the brush fire by his college campus, and he was back home. He was so impressed. He works in aviation with his dad sometimes, and so he was like telling me about the planes and California firefighters and all of our regional firefighters. I want to add, because firefighters come from Mexico, they come from Arizona, from Nevada, from Canada, from all over the West. We have an amazing network of amazing professionals who do this better, I think, than anyone else in the world. I have so much admiration for the firefighters, the support staff, and all of the agencies who come in. And, when there are fires in Colorado, California firefighters are flying out there. And that's the way it should work. That's the way government should work, and cooperation. And so a huge and special thanks, though, to the firefighters from um, both out of state and then also from Mexico and Canada, who have donated their time and just done incredible work. They had the blaze by my son's college out within hour. Well, not out, but contained within hours. They were able to get planes and helicopters in the air. And I think that's one thing just to remember with the Palisades fire, because it happened during a massive wind event. Aviation support is one of the most vital parts of firefighting. And if they cannot get the planes in the air, they are so limited on the ground. So just, yeah, be thinking of everyone in Southern California, especially right now. Having been through, I was just up at the cabin, having been through the Creek Fire a few years ago, I know it takes a very, very long time to rebuild. And there are some things that are just never going to be the same. And that's just the reality of fire. And so I'm thinking of everyone, and I appreciate your thoughts. We are not close to it, but obviously it affects people we love. So you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully you're doing something fun. I am writing today. I'm writing more on the Shadow Path. And if you have not checked your newsletters I sent out yesterday, there is a great scene in there that I sent out. And that's it. And I will let you know when reading, watching, listening comes on and is an event, and you can sign up for it, and I will see you then. We're back, baby. All right, have a good week. Have a good weekend. Bye.